Welcome to the Kitsap Publishing Deep Dive podcast with myself, Jack Bennett, and Emily Waters. Join us as we explore books, current events, history, politics, health, and more. Let's dive in.
You ever have one of those dreams, those dreams where it feels so real, so vivid, that it just kind of sticks with you even after you wake up?
Oh, absolutely. Like it's burned into your memory.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy we're tapping into today as we deep dive into The Rainbow Watchers by Marlene King.
And it's not just the dreamlike quality of the story that's so captivating either. It's the way King uses color, really uses color, to explore this woman's journey as she heals.
Right.
Talk about a powerful symbol.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're lucky enough to have excerpts from the novel itself. We've got a collection of reviews and even some background on King herself, so we can really get a sense of what makes this story tick.
Oh, wow. It's like we've got that, what do you call it? Like a backstage pass to the creative process.
Exactly.
So are we ready to raise the curtain on the Rainbow Watchers?
Let's do it. So the story centers around this woman, Elizabeth, who is grappling with, well, honestly, an unimaginable loss.
And it's there, in the depths of her grief, that she experiences something truly extraordinary. She has this near-death experience that just plunges her into this realm, and it's pulsing with these vibrant colors.
Not just any colors, though. This realm is organized by color. It's like each hue represents a different stage in Elizabeth's healing process.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like the Wizard of Oz, but with a more spiritual, introspective twist.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. So how does this color coding actually play out in the story? Like, how does it work?
Remember that excerpt where Elizabeth, she encounters the color blue?
Yeah.
It's described as this place of profound peace and understanding.
Uh,
And it's like King is using blue to represent not just healing, but acceptance, letting go.
yeah, it makes you think about the power of color in our own lives. We so often associate blue with calmness and peace. It's really fascinating how King takes that familiar association, something we can all relate to, and weaves it into this really intricate, really spiritual landscape.
Right. And it's not just about the scenery either. Within this color-coded realm, Elizabeth encounters these fascinating beings. They're almost like guides,
Oh, interesting.
helping her navigate this new reality, this new existence. We're talking angels, spiritual beings, the whole mystical shebang.
And I'm guessing each of these guides probably embodies the energy of the color they represent.
Exactly, like in that excerpt where she meets the guide in the green realm.
Yeah.
He's all about growth, renewal, pushing Elizabeth to confront her grief and embrace the possibility of new beginnings.
Which is so poignant because, like we were just saying, green is so often associated with nature, with rebirth, with that whole cycle of life and death. It's like King is tapping into these really universal symbols and giving them this deeply personal resonance within Elizabeth's journey.
Yeah.
I like that. Deeply personal resonance.
Yeah. And this is where that whole idea, that whole question of choice versus destiny, it really comes into play.
Oh, totally.
Because as much as Elizabeth is being guided through these realms, she's also faced with some pretty major decisions.
Absolutely. And remember that excerpt where she hesitates
Yeah.
before entering the orange realm?
Oh, yeah.
It's like she can sense that transformative energy from the color.
Yeah.
But there's this like fear mixed in,
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder if she's truly free to choose her path or if something else is guiding her, something beyond her control.
Right. And that tension between free will and destiny,
Yeah.
it's woven through the entire novel. Like you see it everywhere. The way Elizabeth interacts with the guides, the way she processes her grief, even the way she ultimately chooses to, re-engage with the world.
It's a question that has probably haunted humanity since
Forever.
since the dawn of time, right? Since we became self-aware. But what I find so fascinating here is that King, she doesn't give you any easy answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She presents this spiritual journey in a way that invites you in, the reader, to kind of ponder those questions for themselves.
It's true. And speaking of different perspectives, the reviews we have, they offer some really fascinating insights into how this book is landing with readers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the reviews are all over the place, which is
Yeah.
fascinating in itself.
I know.
It's like each reader is drawn to a different hue in King's emotional palette.
That is such a great way to put it. So true. Like, remember that review by Candace Fancher?
Yeah.
She was saying how the book gave her this overwhelming sense of hope.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Sandra Custer, who is just struck by the connection between human chakras and, well, the colors of the rainbow, obviously.
That's the one that really jumped out at me, too.
Yeah.
That review about the chakras, it suggests that readers interested in alternative spirituality, they might find a lot to resonate with in King's portrayal of the afterlife.
Yeah, and there was even one, it was from a certified Qigong instructor, and they were talking about how the book really resonated with their own understanding of energy work.
It just goes to show you how subjective the reading experience can be.
So true.
But I think that's part of what makes the Rainbow Watchers so compelling, you know?
Okay.
It sparks these really personal connections, these little moments of recognition, even if you wouldn't say you're a spiritual person.
Okay, so we've got this really powerful story about healing and spiritual exploration. We've got these really thought-provoking themes about choice and destiny. And then we add this whole other layer of intrigue when you learn about Marlene King's background.
Right, exactly, because she's not just a novelist,
Yeah.
right? This is a woman who's been an art therapist, a dream group facilitator, and she's been studying dreams and spirituality for over 35 years. Talk about walking the walk. It's really incredible.
It really is.
It makes you wonder how much of her own personal beliefs about healing and spiritual exploration actually made it into the Rainbow Watchers.
It really does. It adds like a whole new depth to the story, you know?
Absolutely. And it's not just the art therapy part either.
Right.
Remember how much emphasis she puts on dreams? Her work as a dream group facilitator, I mean, that must have given her some incredible insights, you know, into the symbolism and archetypes of the subconscious mind.
Totally. It's like she's taken those insights and woven them into this rich tapestry of color, emotion, spiritual exploration.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder, are these color-coded realms, are they like a metaphor for the emotional spectrum? Like something she might have even explored in her own practice?
That is such an insightful connection. Wow. It kind of reminds me of that quote, you know, by Carl Jung. He said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." It's like King is inviting us to have our own reactions to Elizabeth's journey, to see how her experiences might kind of illuminate our own understanding of healing, of spiritual growth.
Which is what makes this whole deep dive so fascinating.
Right.
It's not just about like dissecting a novel. It's about sparking those aha moments for people, those connections that resonate with their own lives.
Precisely. And whether you're drawn to the spiritual themes, the exploration of grief and healing, or honestly just the power of King's storytelling, I think the Rainbow Watchers really does offer something for everyone to contemplate.
Yeah, it leaves you with this like lingering sense of possibility. Like maybe, just maybe, we all have our own rainbow realms waiting to be discovered, you know.
Oh, I love that.
Places within ourselves where we can find solace, guidance, and ultimately, you know, our own unique paths forward.
And maybe, just like Elizabeth, we all have our own Rainbow Watchers guiding us along the way, whether they're loved ones, mentors, or even just like the whispers of our own intuition.
So as you go about your day, you know, be open to those unexpected bursts of color, those moments of synchronicity, those flashes of insight that might just lead you to your own personal rainbow. Who knows what you might find?
I love that.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, everyone.
Absolutely. This is great.
Thank you for listening to the Kitsap Publishing Deep Dive Podcast. Emily Waters and I will see you in the next episode. Stay tuned.